Hello guys and welcome to RCSchim. Today I have the Runcam 2 in my hangar and I want to show you the differences between Runcam and Foxeer Legend as they are direct competitors, and we want to try to find out if the Runcam 2 is any good or if it holds up to the big expectations that everyone has in it. First we're gonna start with some samples here from this morning walk. And later I will do some comparison shots with the Firefly 6S and also the Foxeer Legend1. And after the comparison shots I will give you a hangar review, so stay tuned. Here, as we begin to compare it to the Firefly, you see that the Firefly of course is way sharper, but it also has different color handling. Here with this old house I tried to capture sharpness and wide dynamic range with this dark door. Here I have my standard shot from the river, where you see in comparison the sharpness, and also some sharpness tests and landscape tests up on the church hill. Now we can compare three cams, the Firefly, the Foxeer and the Runcam. Here you see that if on the Firefly the gyro is turned off, you have about the same wide angle as on the Runcam. Foxeer Legend of course has a super wide angle. And here on the bridge shots you see some differences in light handling and filming against the sun. The Runcam looked best for my taste. Firefly is too dark. But if the sun is in your back, Firefly does better in not overexposing the buildings in the center of the image. The gyro-based image stabilization, you barely notice it on the Runcam 2. You do see a good effect on the Firefly, not perfect, but it's okay. So basically you cannot use the Runcam to hold it in your hand while you walk and get decent footage, while on the Firefly it looks okay. So let's get started quick. Comes in a nice little packaging. First tip, I like to keep this foam part here for protection. If I throw the cam in my backpack, then the lens is protected, and yeah, it's a nice little storage option. This is the cam. It's actually really small compared to the Foxeer Legend. It's shorter, it's only in the height, it's a bit more height than the Foxeer Legend, but form factor is really cool. I posted the weight now, I don't remember it, but it's really light. I think it's quite comparable to the Foxeer Legend. Battery and storage card door in the back. So you have a removable battery, which is a really good idea. Kinda looks like the GoPro batteries, but it's not the same size, so it's not compatible. 850 milliamp battery, and above the battery you have the storage card bay. So on a crash you don't lose an ejecting storage card. Downsides is you have to move this battery door if you want to get the storage card directly. You can also download your files via the micro USB lead. To the settings, so this is Wi-Fi built-in, so you can use the app that's available to set a few settings, but that's the first downside already. There are not a lot of settings you can do with the app. Maybe they will bring out a better app, but at the moment the app for me is pretty useless. I mean, the live preview is really fast. You really have low latency on Wi-Fi live out, which is nice for framing your shot and so. But you cannot set all the resolutions the cam supports. You cannot activate the gyro on the app. Yeah, you have really very basic options what to set. So that's, I didn't understand this. So it doesn't look as finished as it should be. Yeah, but the preview is really fast. It's way faster than the GoPros. To set most of the settings, you have to use the live out feature. You get this cable with it. It's a normal cinch RCA style connector to servo cable. Servo cable goes into this GoPro jack. No, it's not a GoPro jack, it's a micro USB lead. You can power your cam on your plane or copter directly with this red servo connector here. And you can use 5 to 17 volts, which is pretty wide range. So you don't have to use a step-down regulator or something like that. This could really be one of the simplest FPV cam, HD cam setup on, let's say, your Pixlr plane or your Easy Star. You can hook it up to your receiver maybe, or something that supplies 5 to 17 volts. You can use a balance plug as well for powering, so you don't have to care about the battery life. And this yellow-black cable goes to your video transmitter, and that's it. As I remember, you can also set it up that it starts recording when it gets power, or at least when it's turned on. Okay, let's do a quick run through the menu. If you hold the Wi-Fi button for 4 seconds, you get into the menu mode, in the on-screen display menu. And you could have this also on your video goggles on the field, so that's a nice option. So of course you can set the movie size, 1440p with 30 frames, 1080p 60, 30, 720p 120 frames for slow motion, 60 frames hardly used, and VGA, which is a small resolution but 240 frames. You can choose between wide angle on and off. Digital image stabilization, yeah, I will show this in a short example. It's not very effective. I mean, it reduces some amount of movement, unwanted movement, but not much. And I think this is because of the low wide angle. It only has 120 degrees, it's not super wide angle. So the sensor doesn't have much space to compensate unwanted movements. Buttons beeping, loop recording, auto recording. I think this automatically starts recording if you turn it on. image flip for upside down installation. G sensor just means if the cam is upside down, it will swap the image after 3 seconds or so. I wouldn't activate this on a plane if I want to do acro flights, because it would flip the image, also the live image maybe, and it would be really confusing. Power saving, metering mode, exposure is nice. TV mode can be set to NTC or PAL. Language is English, it's also German and some Chinese. And on the system you can check, I have version 1.2 from firmware. Card info says me how much space do we have, this is nice also. Long pressing on the Wi-Fi button brought me back. Okay, so that's it. I would say it's not a lot of options, but it's nice. You can show the small amount of latency here from snipping my fingers. It's really fast, and yeah, you can really use this as a FPV camera. It is quite fast in coping with different light situations. This difficult shot against the window. I mean, the dynamic range is not all too high. You don't see something in the dark here and the window at the same time, but yeah, that's a difficult shot. So yes, the OSD is kind of nice, but having to use the OSD and not being able to set it on the Wi-Fi app on Android or iPhones, I don't like it 100%. I didn't check the iOS version of the Wi-Fi app, to be honest. Maybe it's a bit more advanced. Okay, let's have a quick look what else is in the box. You get double-sided tape, little Velcro straps, standard micro USB cable for charging and transferring, and you get the mounting hardware. You have a tripod screw adapter for this cradle here, and yeah, sits there quite nicely. If you have a bigger plane where you don't care about weight too much, you can use this cradle. It sits there firmly attached, but it's nice to remove as well. So yeah, get a second lens protector. Yeah, and the cable I already shown you, the LifeOut cable, and of course a manual. Okay, so I try to do a little summit of these two rivals here, of these competitors. This has lesser wide angle, and this was also, for me, it was also an issue with the Runcams. They have really nice quality, but the wide angle shot is missing. So on quadcopter racing shots, on mini quad shots, I prefer to have wide angle because it looks better. For me, one of the basic points here is the Runcam 2 is maybe best suited for FPV planes. You can have it mounted really easy and really with low drag, really aerodynamic on your plane. You can use it as your primary FPV cam since the latency is so low. You can have it set up with LifeOut, power it from your main battery, do all the settings on the on-screen display, so it's really suited for FPV planes, I'd say. The Legend, in comparison, has more wide angle, and it's okay. I did some flights with the mini quad with it, and it looks nice. I had to change the lens because I wasn't all too happy with the sharpness and the quality of the original lens. I wasn't all too happy with the sharpness of the Runcam as well. I did open it up. I can show you some images now. It wasn't all too hard to adjust the focus, but the fact that I needed to adjust the focus pissed me off a bit. But yeah, it's pretty common on these cams nowadays. I had to use a hot air gun to soften the glue, and then I could turn the lens, and I had to turn it about 7 millimeters in clockwise direction. If looked from the top, I did 7 millimeters to the right, but yeah, it's not too hard to adjust it. I just used the TVout and did my guesswork, and then took a few shots and viewed it on the computer screen in full sharpness and saw if it get more or less sharpness. So at the moment I haven't set it up to 100% sharpness, so the images you see in the comparison are not 100% sharp. Maybe they could get even better sharpness if I spent more time sharpening. Yeah, I would recommend this for FPV planes. That's my conclusion. The colors are nice. The lesser wide angle means lesser distortion, so overall the picture quality is really good, and you see it on my comparison shots. It's way better than the Foxeer Legend. The Foxeer Legend has pumped up colors. Not everyone would like this, and the Firefly I also compared has weird colors. Very good sharpness, but weird colors on the Firefly. As to the gyro, if image stabilization is one of the reasons you want to buy Runcam, forget it. I mean, it's barely noticeable image stabilization here. The best gyro-based image stabilization is, as a friend told me, is on the GitHub Git2 cam, which I didn't review. The second best maybe is the SJCam M10 Plus, the little dice cam I reviewed. It's really good. The Firefly's image stabilizer is in the midfield, I'd say. It's not the best, but it's okay. And this might be on the bottom of the image stabilization, so it shouldn't be a reason to buy this cam. I mean, it's maybe nice if you have small gusts in the air with the sailplane. Maybe it can smooth it out a bit, or really small. You cannot, I think you cannot get away or cannot reduce cello if you have high frequency vibrations on your plane or on your copter. It won't be filtered good here. Okay, so that's it. Hope you liked my review. If I forgot something, as always, leave me a comment, ask me some questions about the cam. I will try to get some aerial footage with it soon. I cannot mount it on the Vortex Good. I can mount it on the Black Snapper XS, which I will do in the spring. Yeah, and if you like it, buy it. I got it from, I have to thank GearBest for sending me this. Okay, so thanks for watching. Leave me some comments. I always enjoy your reactions to my videos. That's one of the main reasons I do this. Share this video on sites where you think they talk about the Runcam. Passt schon, haben wir schon im Kosten. Danke sehr. Auf Wiedersehen.